Hey Falcons, it's Mrs. Abdul, and since we're coming up on a few vacations, I figured I'd highlight some staycation books. The first one is Up All Night. This is a short story collection that is a bunch of wild adventures that have been come up by different young adult authors. And all of the 13 stories take place between sunset and sunrise. And we all know how different things can happen in the middle of the night. One of my favorites is Never Have I Ever, and this is by Karen McManus. So if you are a One of Us is Lying fan and all of other Karen McManus's books, that one is absolutely how Karen McManus writes in her young adult fiction titles. And then there's a really sweet one by Julian Winters called Under Our Masks that's got a little superhero stakeout. So again, all different kinds of situations going on between sunset and sunrise. The next one is The Dire Days of Willow Weep Manor. This is a graphic novel. And the main character is always in love with a good gothic romance. And she ends up becoming a part of her own gothic romance in which she must save herself. It's got a cool bit of science fiction flair as well as its own romance to boot. So it sets itself up in this alternate universe that's full of humor as well as heart. The next one is Amira and Hamza. This is by Samira Ahmed. This one is a brother and sister who are the title characters, and accidentally Hamza opens up the box of the moon, and they are transported to this mystical land of Kaif, where they are going to be battling the evil jinn in order to save themselves and the world. The next one is A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne Brown. This is the second book in the series, and this takes you away to a fantasy kingdom. It was set up in the first book that Karina is one main character. She is a princess assuming power. And then Malik, who wants to take that power away. So in order to save Malik's family, he must kill the queen, and Karina has just rose to become queen. So clearly they are enemies, even though Karina doesn't know that her life is in danger. In the second book, Malik and Karina become the enemies to lovers trope. And then the last one is From Little Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kuhn. And this one, it takes place in an LA neighborhood. And this is in her Japanese town, and she's being raised by her aunt. She doesn't know much about her previous family's life. And it actually is something that is going to be discovered throughout the book. She runs into, in a little meet cute, a famous actor named Hank, and he is actually going to help her discover her roots. That she didn't even really know that she wanted to know more about. So that one takes place in LA in present times. But again, just transporting us to different worlds, whether they're fantastical kingdoms or alternate universes. These are books that we have here in the library or through the public library. If you want to know more about how to access them, there are a few other YouTube videos on that, or you can always stop into the library or text the library at any time, 518-992-3112. Happy reading, Falcons.